Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing Italic in the 5-minute pool on ICC. I'm going to play G6 against Italic. Frequent opponent of mine, perhaps one of my most played opponents on this channel. He's always in the blitz pool, and he plays both 5-minute and 3-minute. So, okay, so we've, by transposition, got into a Benoni. This is actually my second Benoni setup of the day. This is an interesting line. This is like that World Championship game on in Gelfand, I think, from 2012, where this knight makes its way over to c3. I am not familiar with the subtleties in this line whatsoever. Maybe I'll play a6, just as a way to make him think about b5. Yeah, and he immediately puts a stop to that. So do I want to put the knight on e7 or f6? I mean, f6 would be the most normal by far. I think I'll probably do that. Knight e7 was interesting too, though. Okay, we'll just castle. Probably should take. I've been postponing that capture on d5. So now we just have a weird Benoni, huh? Attack his pawn. We'll check his intentions, see whether he wants to play like bishop g5, f3, or knight d2, or queen c2. I was about to say that move and he played it. Okay, knight bd7 seems indicated. So the benefit of him moving this knight over, what is it? I mean, it seems weird to have these two knights here and here. But I'm sure there's a pretty good point to it. I wonder if I can play my queen to b6 and then into b4, if that makes sense. Maybe rook b8. Let's go rook b8 first. Just make him think about b5 at all times. If queen a5 now, knight c4 is annoying, so I won't be doing that. Probably I'll be playing queen c7. Queen c7, he has a5, though. b6. b6 is pretty passive. I'm going to play b6, though, just so that if he goes a5 in the future, I can play b5 in response. So kind of bypassing his pawn. Okay, rook ae1. So he's gearing up for a center push, is my guess. I'm really tempted to go b5 in this position. But it's probably not sound. I'll go queen c7. Problem is, where's my counterplay coming from? Where is it coming from? Yeah, I just need to achieve b5, but it's really, really tough. h6, knight e5, knight f8 looks not good. Maybe I will play knight f8, though. Because I don't see any other way to prepare like bishop d7 and then eventual b5. I don't see a good way to do that otherwise. Kind of pains me to play this move because I don't think my knight has much of a future on this square. Also, I can't play bishop d7 right away because he does have bishop takes a6. I wonder if knight h5 would be interesting now. I'm going to do it just to see if he'll part with his light square bishop. That would solve the problem with the hanging pawn on a6. I do run into new problems like this, though. Really want to get in b5, but now he's attacking d6. Rook d8. If rook d8, I'm just inviting e5. So I kind of have to play this move. It's such an ugly move. Probably he'll take with the bishop. I'll take with my pawn, and I'm pinning all my hopes on getting b5 in and kicking him back. My pawn structure has completely gone to pot here. d6 and then jumping the knight into d5 is probably pretty good. I wonder what I'll do against that. d6, maybe queen d8. You know, I've gotten the better of Italic, or I did up until a couple games ago, where he beat me in a nice game in the Dutch when he was black. So he's kind of turned the corner. He's started playing like I know he's capable of against me. All right, b5. This knight has to go. I can't deal with that knight on c4 anymore. He's hitting my h-pawn, so like I'm thinking about h4, but he's going to jump his queen into h5 regardless of what I do. Okay, so I'm going to do it, though, and after queen h5, knight g6, and try to utilize the f4 square. Knight f5 is also very annoying. What about b4 here? Decent? b4? Sure, let's go b4. I'm just thinking like maybe I can take on f5 and then he won't be able to put his knight on e4 after he recaptures with his e-pawn, because that's what stopped me from playing bishop takes f5 on the previous move. I think he has a pretty big advantage still, though. He's going to try to bring the knight into d5. Interesting. Okay. Still a scary position. I wonder if I can get away with taking and then taking on d6. I know I'm asking for a lot of trouble in doing so, but my position is bad if I don't. So let's try it. He can play knight e7 maybe.
Check.
He does. In between move. Knight e7. Okay, I'm sacking the exchange. Yeah, it's another issue about, can I take on d1? If I take d1, he takes here. Maybe that's better. Okay, I'm gonna take the opportunity to trade and see how he plays it. Actually, just taking back might be good for him, though. Ooh, yeah. Rook d8. I forgot about rook d8. Maybe I gotta go here. Bring the knight into d4. Yikes, he can put the pawn on f6, though. That's annoying. I gotta do something, though. Okay, I'll do this. Not pleased. This might be okay if I were able to disallow f6, but f6 is a super, super annoying move. How do I win that pawn quickly? Just going to go h6. He's going to play rook e1, though. That much is clear. And then I have to do this, and he can take on c5. Yeah, this is bad. Just taking on c5 should win for him. I don't know what else to do, though. Yeah, if he takes c5, I take b3. He has rook d8. That's GG right there. I wonder what he's thinking about. Rook takes d4. Okay, so he's going to do that, and then, yeah, I guess rook d8 anyways. Okay, I'll just go here. Yeah, that takes care of business pretty soundly. Yeah, rook d8 over. Okay, good game from Metallic again. He's had my number the last couple times I've played. Although I think overall our stats are pretty similar. This is an interesting one. I referenced that game. I think it was Anand Gelfand. I want to say Anand was playing white in that game. But there was a knight maneuver that was identical to this, like going knight e2 and then bringing the knight over to c3. It's an interesting idea. So, offbeat opening. Maybe I should have mixed it up and played like knight e7 here instead of knight f6. I wonder if that would have been... Because maybe knight e7, like one perk about this move is that, let's just say he plays something like bishop e2 and then castle. Maybe I can take and then go for like a quick f5 if he were to take back with the d-pawn, or the c-pawn, I mean. So there's some undermining shots. Yeah, as played, I chose a more conventional path with just knight f6, bishop e2, and then castle. But I was really struggling for counterplay, even though I felt like I played a lot of typical Benoni moves. Yeah, like playing rook e8, rook b8. Rook b8 doesn't necessarily help me much here. Maybe I should have gone with this plan of like sticking the queen on b4. Like, let's say queen a5, knight d2, queen b4. Because I know when white's played a4, this can be an annoying square for them to have to reckon with, me putting my queen here. However, he has knight c4, though, and like d6 is perpetually weak. So I doubt that would be a good idea. It's funny, like looking at a position like this, you would never guess that this knight actually came from g1. It came from the king side, and this knight came from the queen side, went to d2. Because a lot of times, you know, white will play like after the knight develops to f3, knight d2 in this position, en route to c4. But the path in the game took a took a different turn. Okay, I'm going to check the engine eval, see what it says right here. Gives white a pretty large advantage. Yeah. This might just be an awkward position to play for black. Wonder if there was anywhere that I had some chance at counterplay. Yeah, and I mentioned knight f8. This is not a good move. But I couldn't figure out how to organize my pieces. The fact that I can't get b5 in here makes or breaks my position. I mean, let me put it this way. The efficacy of the b5 break, whether I'm able to achieve that, or the feasibility of it, will make or break black's position here. I don't have enough pressure on his center, and I'm too cramped for my position to be tenable if I'm unable to play b5. I've got to get that move in, I really feel, in this position. I would love to play white's position. I'm much more used to playing a line like this from the white side. Yeah, and I wonder if I had any chances after this, because my structure was shot, and he's having all the fun now. Seemed like he kind of let me back in the game a little bit, maybe. I don't know, though. Take on f5. I was hoping he would take here so I could grab the d6 pawn, and I guess even here he has great compensation. Could actually maybe just check and eventually pick up the h pawn, but you know, I would have been happier with that.
Check.
You know, this exchange sack was not didn't turn out well for me, but under the circumstances I thought it was okay. Yeah, I guess here I have to just bite the bullet and take on e7 and try to play this position, which is losing for me, but you know, could be messy in blitz. When I took on d1, I was just kind of anticipating he was going to go
check.
E takes f8 queen, and then take rook takes. And I was thinking maybe even of playing bishop e6 here to go after the b3 pawn, but bishop takes e4 looks great as well. And I have, what, 2 extra pawns compared to him? I've got the e and the c pawn, and we're all even in material, and also these pawns are weak. So if he was obligated to go down that road, then yeah, I love black's position. But of course, being a GM, he he slowed down and realized, like, hey, black actually has 2 pieces hanging, and my e pawn is particularly strong. I don't have to take on f8 right away. And my whole problem here is that he's threatening rook d8 if I try to save either minor piece. I saved it in the only way I could figure out. I mean, saving the bishop will just, I think, be losing to rook d8, or if bishop d7, just
check.
take on f8 and then take the bishop after that. He's up a rook. So I couldn't figure out a good move. The engine says this move is the best,
check.
but that would lose both minor pieces. Trivial win for white. So that was a nice idea. Rook takes d1. Makes the whole knight e7 concept good, because if he were forced to play e takes f8, then yeah, I would be liking black's game and my chances. But rook takes d1 effectively ends all hope. This is the only like pseudo-act way I could see to play it, but he has that darn f6 move. If it wasn't for f6, again, black is probably doing fine. Like, say he plays rook fe1, well, now I get f6 in myself, and I'm ready to come here. Yeah, it's there's hope for black. But he played f6, and I can't win that pawn in time. He's going to go win my e pawn, and my pitiful attempts to come up to g6 and win the f6 pawn with my king are very slow, and yeah, just not working. Okay, so good game, Mr. Suat Italic. You are always a pleasure to play, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and please leave me any feedback in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.